lot of times just making the light look like I think it should in my mind. I'd photographed Antonio before, and it's like, I knew basically all I had to do to direct him was say, we're gonna shoot on the side of this building, and then just let him take over. So for something like that, I'm gonna use a really big light that lights up the whole wall, and he can move throughout the scene. I'm not restricted to like every time he turns and moves, I have to stop and change the light. When somebody's good in front of a camera, you don't want to break up that flow. I love shooting boxers. Gyms and stuff are always like amazing backgrounds, but I've never been in one where the lighting wasn't absolutely horrendous. So I'm lighting him from the side with a beauty dish. It's about twice as close to him as it is from the background. I also wanted some highlight on the flag. So in addition to that, I just put a second head with a zoom reflector down on the canvas behind him, aimed up where it's kind of highlighting the ropes back here, but aimed right up there at the flag. And then sometimes you can create light that it's like you only see in your mind. Cool thing to remember is like if you change the white balance in your camera to tungsten, the clouds go really, really blue. Plus the later in the day you pick that up as well. So it's like the clouds in the background are going blue, and then my main light, an octabank, I'm just putting tungsten conversion, a CTO gel on it to make it nice and warm. This was Rick Ross and Dre photographing them for Vibe magazine. So we ended up getting them at the very end of the day. The production had set up a lot of these lights, so I'm shooting it in 1 second, and I'm just coming in with a beauty dish and the grid like you see right over there to put this little spotlight of light on the two of them. So a lot of times it's just finding a spot that didn't have a lot of ambient that would give us blur. I've talked a lot in terms of using soft lights, but a lot of times I love using harder light for drama. And I say hard light, not harsh light, because unsoftened light does not have to look harsh. It can look really beautiful. So this was an ESPN portrait of Darius Rice, which I know I can shoot on campus for an hour. He's going to be bored and it's not that interesting. Or I can find a location that is off campus but close enough that he can be in and out in an hour. So I found this great court that was kind of in the back of my mind to use sometime. Figure 20 minutes each way. I got 20 minutes to shoot. I'd rather have 20 minutes of interesting pictures than an hour of boring. So to make this look right, it's like, number one, you've got all of this stuff above, so it really doesn't make sense. You wouldn't see like big soft light filling in. It kind of ruins it. Instead, what I'm doing is I'm using a pair of the 12-inch magnum reflectors to really focus the light, right on him, and then lighting up the backboard in the back, just as you would possibly see if light was streaming through openings like that. Same thing with Julian Schnabel. We did this picture at dusk for New York Magazine. This is just using the zoom reflector from the site to really focus the light on his face, and then dragging the shutter to get this effect with the palm trees sort of like swaying there and it kind of falling into his face. It's like, I always think it's so important to start with a single flash and then only build when you need more. Like I never go in thinking I need 6 lights for this. I may take a ton of light, but I want to see what one light will do first. And a picture that I always kind of wanted to do is something to mimic a feel of a nightclub. We shot this in the studio, brought in this grand piano, and I don't want to light this up with big banks of light. We're using just grid spots and everything to kind of focus the light, just little pools where we want it, so it seems more like film noir. Really, the best part of lighting is the shadows. So remember that, don't overlight something when you want drama.